What are you doing? Really? Hello everybody and welcome to week 2 of bringing this dude back into work. Today is Saturday, March 18th. It was St. Paddy's Day yesterday and we are going to have a little ride. Merlin has had quite a light week, haven't you? Yes, he had Monday and Tuesday off, and then I rode him very lightly on Wednesday, but it was a very beneficial ride because there were other horses in the arena. So originally I was going to long line him on Wednesday, but I didn't think it would be very safe with another big horse who's also coming back into work and then a little girl riding a pony, and where he hasn't been long lined in ages. I just didn't think it wasn't the safest thing to do. I tacked him up and brought him out, and my plan was to just hand walk him and let him stand and listen to the noises of the horses going around him and watch and listen and whatever. If that was all that I felt he was comfortable with, that would have been absolutely fine. But he actually settled after about, I want to say 10 minutes. So I got on and so we stood in the middle, and then we did some walking, and we actually finished on a little bit of trotting. So today, I've let him loose, but he's not really doing much. So I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna do about a 10-minute walk warm up. After his walk warm up is done, I will set my pivot up and we'll do some trot and maybe a little bit of canter. But it'll all depend on how spunky he is. Yes. Here, my friends, is where I decided it would be a great idea for me to ask him for his first canter under saddle in nearly 4 months. So let's play that back in slow-mo because obviously I love to dissect things. So we come off the wall, we're on the open side of the circle. I start to prep him to canter by giving him the preparatory voice cue. Okay, ready? I ask him, he picks it up for like half a stride. Then he hears a noise outside and yeah, spooks. And bless this horse, that's actually the worst spook he's ever done under saddle. So if that's the worst spook he's ever done under saddle as a not even 4-year-old, I can't really complain. And he came right back to me, so I spent a couple of minutes just walking him around, reassuring him. Then we went back up into trot, and we trotted for a good 3 or 4 circles before I actually asked for the canter again. And when I did ask him for canter again, it was only for about 5 or 6 strides before I brought him back to the trot, and I did the same thing a couple of times before I asked for something longer. And these first few canters back, I care more about the calm quality of the transition than I do about the actual quality of the canter, which basically means that I'm not asking for as much forwardness as I normally would. So as you can see from the footage, it was a very interesting ride, wasn't it? We did canter and he was good. I let him loose and he had like nothing, didn't even walk around to explore. So then I got on, I walked up to all the scary corners, let him look at it. He was investigating, being super brave. By the time that I got off to set my camera up and our walk warm up was done, he was walking around all the scary stuff on a nice kind of long, low stretch. So I was thinking, great, this is fantastic. Set the camera up and all of a sudden the wind picks up. So we spent a good few minutes trying to get his attention back. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you would have just seen it, but he was very good but very wiry. But I decided that today was as good of a day as any to do our first canter because he wasn't spooking or anything. Gave him a little walk and then we started to canter and I went to ask him and he was being super good. He picks up the right lead, he does like half a stride of canter, and then what you can't hear in the video is that the side of the arena right next to him like flapped or something cracked and he heard it and he just stopped and spooked. So it wasn't like it wasn't really avoidable. It was one of those spooks that was just something that took him by surprise. But that's like the biggest spook he's ever done and that's the closest I've ever come to falling off of him. I didn't go the other way because I didn't want to push my luck. I had been on him about 30, like the ride in total was probably 35 minutes and I just thought, you know, he's exceeded my expectations and had already had a spook and I didn't want to push him. So yeah, very happy with that. So welcome back. We are now Monday. I had planned to do something with this guy yesterday. When I say that it was like so cold, so cold, so cold, so windy. The wind was making every part of the arena sound like a hurricane. So I was like, no. Child. He's like, yes. We are not riding tonight. We are going to do something that he hasn't done in ages and something that I've been mentioning every single time that I film for these videos. We're going to longline. It hasn't worked out yet either because of his energy levels or circumstances like other people being in the arena. It is a nice warm-ish, cool night. Warm-ish, cool night. That doesn't make sense. It is a nice warm-ish, calm night is what I meant to say. I'm realizing now that I forgot your saddle pad, so we're gonna have to do a saddle padless surcingle. Like I mentioned in my video of Eve, we are going to be wearing a helmet because you've seen how high those bucks can go, and yeah, so.
Very content with that in you. I am. Yes, I sound like Dr. Seuss. So for his first time being long-lined in absolutely forever, he was really good. We did 20 minutes maybe, mostly walk, a little bit of trot. There were a couple of excitable moments, and to be honest, it wasn't like a slow build up to him going over threshold. It was more like a kind of like the spook that he had when I rode him on Saturday. It was just sudden noises that he's still reacquainting himself with. So the first time he spooked, the wind picked up and right next to him the arena flapped unexpectedly. And then the second time, same thing. There was some kind of noise. It happened so fast I didn't really, yeah, see? Friggin' bird. You are okay, my boy. Yes. Did the birdie scare you? So you see what I mean, that a similar kind of surprise happened twice when we were longlining, and he didn't take off. He just kind of bucked and stayed with me. So he definitely holds himself together for me. He walked over the little jump and was such a good boy. What are you doing? Really? The benefits of me doing the long lining tonight, it's not really for steering or anything like that. It's for me to check in with all his voice commands and things like that. As you can see from the footage, his voice commands are still just as good as they were the last time I long lined. Now I've got to set this jump back up, monkey butt. It is now Tuesday, and I was going to end this video, like start the ending of this video once I got Merlin tacked up and out to the arena, but I just came to get him and he's having a nap. Hi, buddy. What's up? What's up? Are you having a nap? Huh? Oh. Are you relaxed? You're not looking interested in getting up. Hi, Saf. What's up? Can I sit down? Have a little sit? Two of my favorite kids. Hi, Safina. Some things don't change, whether you're upright or down. Always looking for something to chew. Oh my God, Merlin. What are you doing, miss? Hey, hey, what are you doing? Truly, Merlin. Like, whether you're upright or laying down, always want something in your mouth. This video was going to be ended on my camera because it's better quality, but alas, the pony is not, well, I'm not going to say he's not cooperating. He's just being much more different than I expected him to be tonight. So my plan for tonight was to come out and just to do a nice chill walk, trot, canter ride, cement what we worked on the weekend. And he's gone very spooky. And I don't know if it's just something in the air tonight because I just rode Eve bareback for 25 minutes and she was exactly the same. I lunged him, I don't know, 15 minutes. All four corners were terrifying. So now we are conquering his fear of this end by walking down here. And I'm just letting him go as close as he's comfortable with, but we just hand walked past them and he took a good sniff and was a lot more comfortable. I haven't really pushed the issue while I've been bringing him back into work because I just wanted everything to be safe, but now this is his 5th or 6th ride back. It's time we start, you know, using the whole arena and being brave. You gotta be brave. We're back to the bit list just because I long reined in it yesterday and it's the first thing I grabbed. We'll see what happens during this ride. I just got on and he's being good. He's just, I don't know what got into him. He's more spooky now with anything, this and whatever, than he was when I started him under saddle as a 3-year-old. But it's the time of year, I think, and change in routine. So I guess the logic is we can steal a saddle pad from down here, but we can't walk past it under saddle. Is that the idea? That's your thought process? You're so silly. Such a monkey. So we've been at it maybe, I don't know, 10-15 minutes now. And I found out why he was so wired, and it's because apparently all the horses outside were running around and I couldn't hear it, but he could. There's always a reason for things, isn't there, Bubba? And he's like so wired right now. So we're just, no, you're not grabbing the reins. We're just sitting here in the middle having a little decompress. So let's have a quick little chat about the ride that was just had while I pick up Merlin's poop. I came out here and he seemed quite up, like he was just very ears forward, standing still, looking like he was paying attention to every little noise. So I was like, okay, I'll throw him on the lunge. So we lunged down at the far end. He was good, and then all of a sudden, like he was hyper and trotting out and, you know, cantering, and he had a couple little bucks, but it wasn't like a spookiness. It was like I'm getting rid of some energy. But then all of a sudden he started looking down towards this end, the end that I'm at now, towards A. Yeah, so it's the end he has issues with anyway. And he was like looking at it and like all of a sudden got super tense and nervous, and I was like, what the hell? Anyways, got through that, all was well. I got on and I decided that my idea for the ride, which had been just to do a nice walk, trot, canter, chill kind of warm up ride, throw it out the window. And I was just like, we're going to tackle his fear of this end. So I hand walked him for a good 5 minutes through the corners, let him sniff. He was investigating, like he was taking steps forward on his own, which was good. So I didn't have any treats, but I was clicking and I was giving him scratches in his itchy spot, and all was well. So I got on, and that's where some of the beginning footage comes from. Then he just like, all of a sudden he was tense. He was kind of like nervous and shaking a little bit. And I was like, what the hell? But he was standing still. So I was just like, okay, we're just going to stand here. It's fine. I was clicking and treating, or not clicking and treating. I was clicking and scratching, him not having an explosive reaction. So I get a text from my friend who's also at the barn at the moment, and she was like, are you good? The minis caused a bit of a commotion running around and got everybody going. Here's me like a little bit frustrated and like confused as to why Merlin is behaving the way he is, and he can hear things that I can't because I could not hear the horses running around. There's paddocks on either side of the arena, and in the summer they can see them, and like I've been on him in the summer when horses have been running around and he hasn't had any reaction whatsoever because he can see them, but all he can hear is the sound of running. You know, horses are flight animals, so that's why he was being the way he was. So all in all, I'm actually really proud of him because he didn't have any major spooks when I was on him, and the spooks that he had on the lunge and when I was hand walking him were kind of like the stop and stare variety, so I can't be upset at that. So I think I'm gonna end this video now, even though it's only Tuesday, because I'm not coming out tomorrow. Thursday he potentially has a bodywork session and the weather's going to be terrible, and I am going to ride on Friday, but that's the day that this video is going live. I hope you enjoyed these couple of bringing young horse back into work videos. I'm going to end things here, I think, with this video series, just because I think that the next couple of weeks is going to be a lot of slow, steady walk work, trot work, getting him used to corners again, scary things, and just getting back into a rhythm of being in work. So the kind of plan is probably 3 times a week work sessions. We'll do our best, and Eve, at the moment, Eve kind of takes my priority because she's, you know, in retraining to eventually probably be sold. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that they were entertaining. He's acting like a much more stereotypical baby horse now than he ever did last year when I was riding him, and I think that's just because it was warmer weather and whatever. So it's just going to be me having to adjust to the horse that I have now versus the horse that like I know he can be in the summer. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and comment down below. If you enjoyed it and want to see more, consider hitting the subscribe button. And yeah, until next time, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye.